Congrats, 2023. You're 2 days old, and we look even younger, so we're pretty excited about it here on Crane & Company. I'm very excited to have you guys in. Hope you are having a great turn of the year, great Christmas, great New Year's Eve. I know everybody's going to make, their adjustments. What do you call them for the new year? Like
resolutions.
Resolutions. I could not adjustments. Isn't that what it is? Though? It's basically an adjustment. So your adjustment or resolution needs to be, I'm going to watch even more Crane & Company, and I'm definitely going to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn those notification bells on. Well, we've had a constant flow of football, all type of sports. It's a great time of year in the sports world. When is it really not? Oh, I don't know. Maybe after football season, but we'll all cry together and figure out a way to get through it. That's why they made March Madness. But Cone, David Cone, co-host, friend, brother, father, husband.
Yes, sir.
Patriot.
Always
good for you to join, my friend. Hanging on left. And to my right, a guy that some said may be the best looking man in the world.
Don't.
Yep.
Don't.
No, you can't.
Some have said that.
All right.
That, they said he has the mind of three scientists put together, the heart of a newly formed Grinch. And he's really excited to be here, too. Blaine, what's up? Is that intro good enough for you?
Man, his intros are always the best, man. Like,
First of all, don't sound like that at all. Don't do me like that. Yeah, I appreciate it. It should be like that every time.
Oh, it should be like that every time?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a new standard.
Well, now it's going to get worse because you want it every time. You know what makes it good? You know what makes good things good? When they don't happen every time and they're surprises.
Well, as long as
so now what I'm going to do
as long as you make your adjustments.
I am. Well, guess what? Adjustments are getting made as we speak. That's the intro's getting adjusted.
What the great ones do.
But God, tell you what.
You're welcome.
Every time I get mad at you, you just rope me back in.
I know.
What games do we got on the slate today, David?
Let's start with the Reliant Bowl. The Mississippi State Bulldogs. Rest in peace, Coach Leach. They are fighting for the honor of their deceased coach. They're going to take on Illinois in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. If that's not fitting for the Pirate, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and obviously, with the passing of Mike Leach, which we covered, had to cover, unfortunately, a guy that we've had on the show. Obviously, thoughts and prayers are still with the Mississippi State family and his family as well. But they're not the only team without their head coach in this game. Illinois' head coach, Ryan Walters, has gone to Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see what, Illinois, from a fight standpoint, you got to look at who's playing in this game. I mean, we know Illinois has gone as Chase Brown has gone offensively. I mean, hell, if you look at the guy's numbers, he could have been invited to New York, and I don't think anybody would have had a problem with it at the end of the day when you look at what he was able to do throughout the year. I know, Blaine, you're looking at an update on that. I don't know how you don't take Mississippi State in this one. I don't with all everything that has gone on, the team deciding that, hey, we still want to play this game, even though Coach Leach isn't here. Zach Arnett, the defensive coordinator, being elevated to head coach to keep some continuity, him being able to rally the troops together. I think this is a game where obviously everybody has Coach Leach in mind. They want to go out there and play well for his memory. I like Mississippi State, and I feel like the defense for Mississippi State is going to play unbelievably inspired. I know Mike Leach, one of the inventors of the air raid with Hal Mumme at Iowa Wesleyan, basically named the thing, said he did on our show. But I think Zach Arnett and this defense is going to find a way to shut Illinois down. Give me Mississippi State big in this game at Raymond James with a pirate ship on the field. How fitting is that? I like the Bulldogs in this one.
One thing here, and maybe I misheard you, but Ryan Walters, so new head coach at Purdue,
yeah.
He was the Illinois DC.
Yeah, right? Illinois DC. Yes. Brett, did I say head coach?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, unless I misheard you.
No. I think I did say head coach. Say coordinator or head coach in that three-headed hydra. And guys, Illinois was a defensive team. Sure. That Ryan Walters, while Coach Bielema, has done a hell of a job. Illinois, you can put him in the basket and some of these other teams that have really blown up. So they're both missing big-time coaches that were big-time pieces of what they did, obviously being the head coach in Mike Leach, but even the DC, Ryan Walters, you look at what they paid him when they renegotiated his contract to make sure they were going to try and hold on to him. Obviously, it didn't work because he's got the Purdue job, but I think Mississippi State finds a way to score points without Ryan Walters there. But that Mississippi State defense led by Zach Arnett going to play some inspired ball. I don't think Illinois scores a lot.
What do you think here, Blaine?
Well, I'm trying to find right now if we find out if Chase Brown's playing in this game. It's not really anything out. I would, knowing the Chase Brown type of guy he is, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays in this game.
Sure.
They get invited to the Senior Bowl. Tommy DeVito.
Tommy
DeVito. Look, I love Coach Leach, and they're going to be playing on emotional highs for sure. But I do think Illinois wins this game, and I think they win it on the back of Chase Brown. This kid should have been, in my opinion, could have been the Heisman finalist. He put up those type of numbers. So it's going to be a low-scoring game, I think. I think we'll have a pretty good game, but give me Illinois close.
If Chase Brown doesn't play, what do you think?
Give me State.
Okay.
I agree with that. I like that assessment. I think Illinois was better than the 8-4 record that they had this season. The losses against Indiana and against Michigan State to me were particularly bad. But the Coach Bielema has this team, I feel like, headed in the right direction with an identity. In this bowl game here, I'll take Illinois.
Gotcha. You know a great way to celebrate the New Year's? Number one is by waking up. And when you do that, you need to make sure that you're waking up to a cup of delicious Black Rifle. So if you go to blackriflecoffee.com and use our promo code BOOSTER, you get 10% off coffee, coffee gear, apparel, or when you sign up for a new Coffee Club subscription, if you're cool enough. That's blackriflecoffee.com and use our promo code BOOSTER. Cone, it's a great New Year's gift. You give out gifts for Christmas. It's a great New Year's gift as well. Why not start the year with the best coffee you've ever had? Delicious and nutritious. What do you got?
Gunship. I had a couple.
You stay with Gunship.
Yeah, Gunship. Big on the. I like the Lava Panther over there.
I see the Power Llama you've got under.
Oh, Power Llama. Hold on. Yeah, Power Llama.
You're gonna get a llama. Make
Power Llama. Funny thing though, I had a cup of Gunship this morning and automatically knew how to fly a helicopter.
Really?
Well, that's I've heard that.
Yeah, and then after that, I followed up with a second cup of Power Llama.
That's exactly right.
And automatically went cross country on the llama's back.
The best llama since Tina off Napoleon Dynamite. Blaine, what do you got over there?
Man, I have Lava Panther, and I have two New Year's resolutions. One is stay jacked and tan, and two is to drink as much Black Rifle coffee as I can.
That's exactly right. Black Rifle Coffee, supporting veterans and America's coffee. What do we got next?
All right, next one up here we have, hold on, give me a second. Give me a second, boys.
It's gonna be you.
Scanning. We have Tulane and Southern California, and this is the Goodyear Cotton Bowl.
Blaine, what's the spread on this bad boy?
It is.
I know USC was like -2 when I checked it a couple weeks ago.
Was it that close?
It's -1.5 USC.
God, man, I wanted
under
to be
62.
Caleb Williams, I know he's gonna play. All right, we know about his hamstring injury, but you look at USC, how motivated are they to play in this? After losing to Utah, yeah, Caleb Williams, you won the Heisman. He's already got the Heisman in the bag, which makes me think he may take some more chances. I know USC's had some opt-outs. Tulane's fired up to be here, guys.
Sir.
Everybody thought Willie Fritz was gone to Georgia Tech. Thanks, Coach Willie. Thanks for the memories. Fallout Boy style. Even though they were really good, they beat the brakes off of UCF.
Yep.
45, right after hearing that Willie Fritz is going to come out. Pratt is an older guy at quarterback. They got 3 guys that are in the top 10 in their position going into the NFL draft. That's more than what USC has. Dorian Wilson at linebacker is an absolute freak show. Reminds me of Nick Bolton. Give me Tulane because they want it more, and they don't have anything painted on their fingernails.
I'm taking Tulane. I'm taking Tulane for one reason only. That US defense is atrocious.
USC, yeah.
USC defense is atrocious. I can't watch. After that performance against Utah, when everything was on the line, when everything mattered, that's the performance I'll put on the field. Tulane will probably mop the floor with these guys because Tulane can do what? Tulane's going to find out extremely early how physical you're going to be.
That's exactly right.
On both sides of the ball. You can get cute on offensive finesse with Caleb Williams to a certain extent, but they're going to turn around, hand the ball off, and see how bad you want it. Give me Tulane. I'd play this game up to 4.5 Tulane.
Yeah, same team that went on the road and beat Kansas State.
Beat Kansas State on the road.
Who's a physical-ass team.
Beat Kansas State on the road. Their only bad loss to me was Southern Miss, but then they avenged their loss against Central Florida. I agree with everything you guys are saying, and if Tulane finds themselves up in this game, I wouldn't be surprised for them to walk the dog a little bit because Southern California, again, to your point, once you're already down, maybe they have a little bit of quit. But I am going to take Southern Cal in this game because I think what Lincoln Riley has told this team is this was the bare minimum. This was the bare minimum. This is not a situation anymore where we can just, roll our helmets out there in a bowl game because, we did a little better than everybody thought this year. And we can be upset that we didn't make a college football playoff and we're already thinking about next season. No, we need to set the tone right now at Southern California that when we go out, whether it's a bowl game, whether it's a season opener, whenever it is, we're going to do better. We're going to do better than what we did there in that second half of the bowl game against Utah. I think Lincoln Riley's going to have this team ready to play, and at the end of the day, we know that they can score points at any time. Now, they did both of their losses this season were to Utah. Utah had a good game plan against them, and it was a bad matchup for Southern California. I think that Lincoln Riley's going to tell Caleb Williams, look, you just won the Heisman Trophy, but everything we want is still in front of us, and it starts now.
Yeah, well, we were speaking about Mike Leach earlier. Did you ever hear the story about Mike Leach, who told that quarterback on his roster that he probably was never going to play, but he should come back and be a student assistant coach, and the kid got really pissed at him and came back the next day and took the job? You know who that was?
Let me guess. Was that Gardner Minshew?
That was Lincoln Riley.
Oh, Lincoln Riley?
Yeah.
There you go.
How about that? How crazy of a connection is that?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that story. But look, it's going to be interesting to see how USC goes after using this year as a springboard with Caleb coming back. I just feel like Tulane's got a little magic right now, a little bit of that NOLA magic.
No doubt. All right, next one here. The LSU Tigers against Purdue in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl.
Look, I don't care if unless Drew Brees is playing quarterback with that Aiden O'Connell, this LSU team, I think you talk about wanting to come back from a performance they wish they could have back. Jaden Daniels, we know his ankle was hurt in that game against Georgia, threw the ball, I thought, pretty well until he just couldn't go anymore. Nussmeier did a good job coming in. You look at Kayshon Boutte coming back next year for LSU. LSU is one of the most dangerous teams in the country once they get cooking. Purdue, I thought they put up a really good fight up front against Michigan for a half, but Michigan's science and gravity and all that math and all that stuff, eventually it just overwhelms you. LSU, I think, is the more talented team. Wouldn't be surprised if Purdue was able to throw it around a little bit on them early, but the difference in this LSU team and the LSU teams we've had in the past couple of years is that this team can actually adjust defensively and doesn't just run man the whole time. Give me LSU in this one. What's the spread? Do we have?
This spread started out at 5.5. Aiden O'Connell announced that he's not playing in this bowl game. Now it's at 14.5.
14.5. Well, y'all didn't hear about the new quarterback for Purdue?
Oh,
you didn't hear
Andrew Brees.
Andrew Brees?
Yeah, it's this guy with a mustache that looks unbelievably like Drew Brees.
Andrew Brees, number 15.
Yeah.
So the starter is going to be Austin Burton. He's 24 for 32, 199 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception on the year. Completion percentage at 75%. So
yeah.
Go ahead and give me LSU. Give me LSU big. I think Brian Kelly's going to have these guys ready. And, I mean, LSU from now on, the future is looking bright for these guys.
Yep. I'm going to take LSU as well. The same point that I was making about Lincoln Riley and that change of that mindset at Southern California, I think I'm going to say the same thing about Brian Kelly at LSU. This could be one of those types of games where Aiden O'Connell's not playing. Purdue, Jeff Brom leaves. I think Purdue took their best shot in the first half of that Big Ten championship game against Michigan. Yeah. This could be the type of game in years past where you say, man, I wonder if LSU if they'll be the team who thinks they can just roll their helmet out there. They end up losing by 3 at the end of the game or something because they're not prepared. I don't think Brian Kelly's going to let this LSU program ever have performances like that.
Yeah. Well, look, and people have talked about Brian Kelly and certain big games or trap games not having teams ready to play. I think that changes at LSU. Another thing, LSU can get to 10 wins. With this win, that's a big mark in year one for Brian Kelly. I mean, you're going to play. You've already played 13 games. You're about to play 14 games in year one. If you're playing that amount of games, something either went really, really good or something went really, really bad. So
yeah, I love it. Last one, the granddaddy of them all, Rose Bowl, Penn State and Utah.
Man, I'm very excited for this game. You look at some of the players that you have that decided to play in this game. I think Utah. Penn State. Did they beat a ranked team out the? No, they didn't. But your only losses are to Michigan and Ohio State, 2 teams that made the playoff. I can understand it. 2 teams that are in your division. Sean Clifford, do you trust him? Do you not? He's like playing roulette and betting red or black. It's going to be one of them. You just don't know which one it's going to be. When I look at his game, we've seen him come through in big moments. We've seen him fall apart in big moments. But this Utah team with Cam Rising, with the momentum they got after the way they slapped around USC in the Pac-12 championship game, Kyle Whittingham, one of the most underrated coaches in the country. I love the physicality that Utah has. Not to say that Penn State isn't physical. I just don't believe in the Penn State offensive line going up against this Utah front 7 that can really get after you when they get you in predictable downs. Cam Rising with his legs just continues to be such a threat. He's dangerous through the air. He's dangerous on the ground. And if he's had a few, instances at the end of games where, I'm going to say bugaboos at the end of games where he's turned the ball over. But I like Utah in this game. What's the spread be?
It is -2.5 Utah over under 52.
Man, Utah's defense, I love the physicality. I do kind of like the over in this game, though.
Yeah, I somewhat like the over. I think the big difference in this game is going to be Dalton Kincaid. the tight end for Utah. Yeah, I think he's one of the best in the country. You can see the difference when they played USC. He just made big play after big play. It's a really interesting game. Probably maybe the best matchup out there, just bowl game wise. I think both of these defenses. Penn State's giving up 18 points a game.
Yep.
Utah's giving up 20 points a game.
Joey Porter Jr. playing in this game?
I do not. I'm not 100%. I can check on that. But it leans to me when it comes to quarterback position. I lean Cam Rising.
Yeah.
That's what I lean. And kind of the knock on Cam this year was he's making mistakes in big moments. Go back to the Florida game. Go back to the Oregon game. But he kind of fixed that against USC. They're kind of on a roll right now. They're trending up. Go ahead and give me Utah to cover this, and I also like the over.
I'm really torn on this game, and I'm intrigued as well because there are a lot of similarities between these two teams. Both beat all of the teams they, quote-unquote, should have. Teams they were more talented in, they were able to get wins. When you see the two losses against Michigan and OSU for Penn State, clearly they were outclassed in those games. And then on the other side of that, Utah with losses at Oregon against UCLA, and then the weird one in the opener against Florida where they had a chance at the very end to score. Cam Rising made some mistakes. I really love this Utah team. I love the physicality. I love the performance they put up in last year's bowl game against OSU. The second half of that game against USC was incredible. To me, this is a pick 'em. I'm going to take Penn State. I like the way that they were able to play, and especially in that first
So you think you're going to get good
Michigan.
Sean Clifford is what you're saying?
I think we're going to get good Sean Clifford, and just because a few of the big-time mistakes in critical moments from Cam Rising this season that we weren't really seeing last season, I wonder if that will rear its head in this Rose Bowl. But again, I think it's as close as it can be between these two.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. It's a great slate of games. Hope you're having a great new year. And speaking about big plays, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and hit that like button. It's a new year, 2023, but it's the same great comment. Make sure you're checking us out every weekday morning, 7:30 to 9 Eastern. That's 6:30 to 8 Central. We'd love to have you there. Shout out to the Booster Club.